three of you guys and pull one thing out of this game. I run a full game here. I have any trouble, I'll suspect. I'm gonna do that fucking song!
Welcome to the Devils You Know. I am JJ, and my music is too loud in the background. Thank you for joining me. Let me find some other music that might work better for the background here. We're doing it live. All right, so we have a bunch of Devils. Unfortunately, a bunch of Devils exited the Olympics last night or yesterday, and we have a few Devils going in. Of course, we have Jack Hughes for Team USA, which was really, it was. I gotta admit, Jacob Markstrom really looked good against Team USA. That was a solid game, and in my opinion, I believe if Sweden didn't have the problems that they have with coaching, they have a clear coaching problem. I mean, I don't know if anyone has seen any stuff about that. But they don't know how to roll the lines. They benched or scratched Jesper Bratt, and he looked good too. But Markstrom, it's very rare you'll hear me say anything positive about Markstrom. And you know what? On this episode, I'm going to talk about a goalie that I think the Devils should, possibly make a move for. If they're not going to bring Dawes up anytime soon, let's get rid of what's the Devils' first things first regarding players, because Keefe's got to go, Fitz has got to go. But regarding players, the first thing that has to be done is goaltending needs to be fixed. And in that case, Jake Allen is the one who stays. So let's start. You know what? Let's start with that. Where you see him. Well, if you're watching, there's not much to watch. But if you are looking at the screen, or if you saw the thumbnail for this episode, you'll see Hlavaj, the goalie for Slovakia, with Nemec. He is on an entry-level contract with Minnesota, and they have Jesper Wallstedt, who is an excellent goalie. He's a goalie of the future. Minnesota's they really have a team they're building there. And I think, and I could be wrong, but I think there's a couple of things the Devils have that they could use. And this is a good chance to get Seamus Casey out there. I think if Seamus Casey went over to Minnesota, he would get a shot on the team. Every time Seamus Casey's come up to play for the Devils, he's been good. I don't understand. Well, I do understand in some cases, but I also don't understand why he's just been forgotten about. But either way, entry-level contract for Hlavaj. But the guy looks great. First of all, he's an Olympian, right? And I forgot his first name. What is it? Sam Hlavaj? Samuel? Is it? Let me check it out. But in the other case, he's either playing for Iowa or is he on the bench for the Wild? I don't think so. But unfortunately, he is spoken for, so a trade has to be made. this guy. If you watch the Olympics and you watch Slovakia, who's still in it, by the way, and still has a chance, um, you know, the guy's good. Wait, yeah, Slovakia could get a bronze. Slovakia could get a bronze. Am I right? It's Finland versus Canada and Slovakia versus USA. Yeah, so Slovakia is still in. Nemo, the only Devils player who, and really one of the only NHL players, that's in the Olympics this year, who was also in the Olympics in 2022 in Beijing. Very cool little fact there. But Nemec is proving. If anyone says that he isn't, I'm gonna give you a reason why. If someone says, "Hey, Nemec, he's playing on with this or against this or that or whatever," then I'm going to talk about Jack Hughes. Jack Hughes has looked great for Team USA, right? So if everyone's going to kiss the ass of Jack Hughes for going in and looking good for Team USA, almost like he was pretending that he couldn't play when he was on the Devils. You now, once you've seen these games, you can understand what I was saying about him avoiding any sort of board battles, not taking hard shots, not trying to get hurt, because he was not he all he did was cut his finger. Okay, I know that it's a big deal, but in some cases they would just cut the finger off and let him go back out to not cut it off. But um I don't think he was I don't think he was as let's say they said, "Hey, Jack Hughes is playing at 70%." I think he was at 90 and just not, trying to get hurt, which is understandable. He looks good. Let's go Team USA. I do love Sweden. I always cheer for them also, especially with Jesper Bratt and Markstrom over there. Um, you know, great games, and all three games yesterday. And it was, seeing Siegenthal, well, Meyer and Heischer lose yesterday. All the games were in overtime, as you know. Quinn Hughes scored for USA. Great shot. Marner blew in for Canada with a backhand that I bet the house that he didn't think he was going to score on that shot. But hey, he did. So it might be Canada USA for the golds. Hey, and that's cool. But back to the lavage. The Devils take this guy, bring him in, give them Markstrom, let them have Markstrom sit on the, play with Jesper Wallstedt over in Minnesota. Get him out. Then Jake Allen and Lavage, and then once the, Yegorov comes up, then that's when Allen can, buy out or whatever the case may be. So, that's really all I have to say about that. This is just a special episode. I'm gonna go into season 5 of the Devils when the season starts back up again. But one thing I want to talk about is a new project I have starting, and anyone listening, please listen carefully because this is exciting shit. Yeah, look at me being an idiot and taking the. I'll put a picture somewhere else, but I'm going to be starting I don't know the name of my company or whatever you want to call it yet, but it maybe JJ's Customs. But I'm going to be making custom hockey cards, and they're not going to be just regular old. Hey, I'm going to take the card, I'm going to cut the player out, and I'm just going to put some shiny shit on or whatever. No. I'm going way beyond that. These are the plans for the first 3 cards. Check them out. Right here in my hand. Can I, you know what? Let me see if I can pull video up on if you're watching, just so I could just give it a little give a little show. Give a little show. Here we go. Okay. See the I have this stupid whatever. Right here, you can see above my head it says Gomez right there. See that? I have a Gomez broken. Damn it! I shouldn't have used this. I don't have a green screen. But it's a broken piece of. It's 1/2, which is great because it has the taped end, which Scott Gomez taped himself. So the plan with Scott Gomez, I'm trying to get in touch with him regarding an autograph, but Gomez will definitely be game used stick memorabilia cards. So I'm going to make, I don't know how many I'm going to make, but there's going to be a set that's going to be 3 of 3. So there'll be 3 of them where I'm going to use the tape from the grip. And I'm going to give them like some cool names. I know I have one name for all 3 cards that I already have like in mind and I'm getting ready prepared for. I have one, each one of them is going to have 1 or 2 cards called Double Vision. So every Gomez card I'm going to do is going to be there's going to be a piece of his game use stick in it. So I'm going to make my own custom cards, but they're not just going to be any regular cards, like I said. And then hopefully I can get Gomez to sign a few of them, not all of them, because you want some of them to be different. You want unsigned ones. I'm going to probably get the numbers embossed on there, all that kind of stuff. So Scott Gomez, if you're interested and you want one, you can work with me and tell me what kind of design you want the card to look like. We could do all of that. Number 2, I'm going to go away from players and into officials. If you haven't, check it out. My interview with ex-NHL official Tim Peel. Yes, Tim Peel. He, I guess you could call it a polarizing figure in the officiating world in the NHL. He's a friend of, I wouldn't say we're not friends, we're acquaintances, but I've spoken to him. And so what I'm going to be doing with him is getting some referee fabric from him. And if I get it from him, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to have him send me a piece of, one of his jerseys or something like that. I'm going to take pieces out and I'll make cards with those, then send them back to him to sign. If he doesn't want to send me anything like that, what I will do is have I have a referee jersey. I used to do reffing a little bit, a little here and there. I don't think I'm like licensed anymore. I think I would have to like renew it or something. But it's been 25 years since I went to those classes here in Long Island at Caniac Park to become part of USA Hockey officiating. Anyway, I'll take that jersey. I'll cut a piece of it so it looks like a ref jersey. It'll be a big swatch, patch, whatever you want to call it, like more than like almost the whole center of the card. And I'll make the cards. I'll do most of it. It won't be finished. And then I'll send them out to Tim, and then he's gonna sign on the fabric. So it'll be even though it's not something that he wore in the NHL on the ice, or even something of his, it's a piece of referee jersey that he signed instead of him signing on the card. signing on the fabric, I think, is a really cool idea. Let me know if you like that idea, and if you have any other ideas regarding the cards. So Tim Peel, that's a big deal. Also, hopefully, through Tim Peel, I could do a Jeremy Roenick. I have a few Jeremy Roenick cards that I want to make a little something out of. Then I spoke with Don LaGreca, and I have not spoke with Dano yet, but I'm gonna do MSG broadcasters. Also, I'm gonna reach out to Rachel. I haven't thought about that yet, but the first one's gonna be Don and Dano. So I'm gonna do a Don and Dano MSG Devils broadcasters card with autographs, of course. I could do memorabilia for Dano, because I do have like his game used socks and stuff from the Stanley Cup Finals in 2000, or maybe they're 2003. I think we might have both. I haven't taken that stuff out of the bin in years. There's a bin in my closet that has like it has the Doc and Chico game notes folder, which now everything's on the computer, but they used to have a big white folder with everything, all the papers, and I have those, and with Doc Emmerich's his notes and all that stuff, and they both signed the folders. We got two of them from two different games. They autographed the ticket stubs, which is another thing that we don't get anymore. Maybe I'll even do a ticket stub thing. Also, another idea I have before I get to the last one that did I do them already? Yeah, Tim Peel, Don and Dano. Okay. Another idea I have is I'm going to make a couple of cards for and for the Devils opening day next year for their game, their home opener. They're going to be dated. The cards are going to be dated. It'll say, it'll be like Brendan Dillon, home opener with the date on it. The card will, is specific to a date, and then I'll have them sign it. And I'm gonna try my best to get some pieces of memorabilia, pieces of something regarding Brendan Dillon. If I could get a hat from him, that would be so cool. To put a piece of, because people like the hats that he wears in interviews. If I don't know if you're one of them, if you've ever even noticed, but he has some cool hats. So I am going to be embarking on the journey of creating these cards. And like I said, they're not just normal cards. They're going to be game used stick cards, autographed, and they're all custom. They're not made by Upper Deck. They're not tops. They will be custom made. Even I don't even think, the only thing I might use from actual hockey cards is just cutting out like borders to make them thick enough to put the piece of memorabilia inside. I have like old O-Pee-Chee cards where I could take an X-Acto knife and just cut the middle out and have a white card stock, edge. So that's basically it. Everything else is going to be done separately. They're going to be the double vision. Like I'll take the picture of Tim Peel. Stop growling. Stop growling. Stop it. Stop. Hold on. Sorry about that. We're having problems with the newest rescue dog, Nico. He hasn't been, ever since he's been neutered, he's been an issue in the home. But that's besides the point. So I am embarking on this journey to make very special cards. I hope anyone listening is interested. I'm not looking to make a fortune off of them. I'm not even looking to sell most of them. I think that 2 out of each card I make, I'm going to be giving away, as long as the person who takes it just promises that they'll post it up on their social media or whatever and say, hey, I got this from me, and he'll make one for you. He'll, blah 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 blah. The other thing was, yeah, like I was saying, Tim Peel. There's a picture of him, obviously, calling a no goal, and from a game against the Devils with Brodeur in it. I'm going to use that picture, and I'm going to do the magic of photo editing with Photoshop, or I don't even need Photoshop for this, and I'm going to make it look blurry, and like it's called, that's the double vision thing. So I have it's not, well, obviously Tim Peel, I don't think there's a referee or official card, but I do have Scott Gomez cards, but I'm not using cards. I'm going to be using photos that I'm going to print out on high gloss or on glossy cardstock itself. So we'll see. I have a Cricut machine also. Don't know how to use it. We're going to find out. So I'm really excited about that. I hope you guys follow along and check it out. I'll have a new Instagram account where I'll be posting the cards. I'll probably make an X account. Or maybe I'll just change my backup account, which right now is called at Top of Week's Head. It's all videos and pictures of the top of Kevin Weeks' head, because that's how he makes videos. I thought it was funny. Kevin Weeks likes it. Hey, that's another one. And I'm also thinking about doing Keith Kincaid and Glenn Gigoresh. I have so many in mind, but right now it's Scott Gomez, Tim Peel, and then Don and Dano. So yeah, JJ Customs cards. We're doing it all. We're gonna get started. Hopefully over the summer we could all have a card party. It'll be great. And with that, I really have nothing left until hockey starts again. But I thank you, and I thank you for listening. And I hope you enjoyed The Devils You Know. Please be safe out there. Tell your family you love them. And of course, let's go Devils.